Racing and On asks, what was the biggest lie your recruiter told you? Let's find out.
Recruiters, oh, don't worry, we can get you home every weekend. Yeah, you can get me home every weekend for $400 a week, maybe. But if you really want to make money, you're going to have to be out. You're going to be missing holidays, you're going to be missing birthdays, you're going to be missing anniversaries, you're going to be missing a lot of things. It's the price you pay to do this job. Recruiters can't promise you home. They can say they can try, they can promise. Unless the job is dedicated and it's guaranteed and put in writing, which they will never do. Well, one company I know did, and the guy told me, he says, yeah, it's great. If I'm not home on the 10th day, they deadhead me home and I'm home. Another little dirty secret that they like to play is the days off. Make sure that it is 2 24-hour periods from 12 to 12. Because if you get home at 8 o'clock on Saturday, and they want you to leave at 8 o'clock at night on Sunday, they'll call that 2 days. That's not a joke. Companies have done that. And that was one thing that I would not compromise on. If I get home on a Friday night, I'm going to be home till Monday. I worked Friday, I worked Monday. Saturday and Sunday's mine. But typically, if you want to look for home time, about a day and a half off per week out is about average. Like I said, the company gets you home if you're just doing something dedicated and you can get home on the weekends and it pays good, it's not a bad gig. But just be careful for the double talk when they start talking about home time, because most of these companies, they want people out and that's how they make their money. So they might starve you a little bit and then they might start dangling a few things and get you out further and further and further from your home. So just something to be mindful of.
Here's something that's pretty funny. Oh, our trucks never break down. What? You can't say that. You literally cannot say that. Now, they may say we have the most reliable trucks on the road, and yeah, that may be true. But a truck, it's a mechanical piece of equipment. They break down. And especially with as many miles as we put on trucks, averaging somewhere between like 80,000 and 100,000 miles a year, well, you're gonna break down. Stuff's gonna break. That's just part of the game. And when you're running for a company, a larger company, they may have mechanics at their shops, and if you can get to their shops, they might be able to get you in and out a little bit quicker. But if you get stuck at one of these dealerships, oh man, you're gonna be down for a few days. So whenever you're looking at trucking companies, ask them what is their policy when the truck breaks down. Are they going to pay for hotels? Are they going to give you per diem? These are things that you should be asking, because once again, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when especially dealing with a little bit older trucks, like 4 or 5 years old, that have the DPF systems on them, you're definitely going to be breaking down.
No, God! No, God, please, no, no!
So make sure that they have something in place that's going to take care of you and you don't have to come out of pocket. Also, breakdown pay. Make sure they have breakdown pay. It's very, very important.
Sign-on bonuses. Okay, so you want to know, is there a sign-on bonus? All right, and if there is a sign-on bonus, your next question should be, how is that sign-on bonus broken down? Because you want to know, how much do I get up front? how much do I get over the course of the year or 2 years or however long I'm there. The other question is, when you sign for that sign-on bonus, you better read the fine print, because there's companies out there that will make you pay that sign-on bonus back if you leave the company before whatever you signed in the fine print. So make sure that you read the fine print before you take that sign-on bonus, because I done had drivers that took a sign-on bonus, only stayed a couple months, and end up having to pay it back before they could get another job, because that company said, they owe us some money, they didn't stay the full 6 months, so they got to give us that money back, all right? And ain't nobody giving you, when you see $10,000 in the newspaper and $15,000 sign-on bonus on the billboard and all of that, and it sounds so wonderful. Yes, it is wonderful, okay? But they're going to break that sign-on bonus down over the course of 6 months, a year, 12, 14 months, 15 months, 2 years. They're going to break that sign-on bonus down, okay? So you better be ready for that. Don't be going out trying to say, I'm about to get 10 G's, I'm about to go buy this car and pay cash for it. No, you're not. Okay, you're not gonna do that, all right? You're gonna take that little $500 they're gonna give you up front, and then you're gonna work 30 days or 2 months or whatever, then you're gonna get another little trickle, and then you're gonna get another little trickle.
Training program. There's a lot of companies out there, including some very big ones that should know better by now, should definitely know better, that run a glorified cheap team operation, and they call that training. They call it a training program. So you have to have so many hours in the seat driving, or you have to have so many weeks with a trainer. Well, you might want to ask them how much experience your trainer has. That's the person that's going to be training you, supposedly. And what specific training did they receive to be a road trainer or to be a trainer themselves? And the reason I tell you that is a lot of companies are pairing you up with another rookie driver that has 3 months, 4 months, 5 months experience, has no courses completed or no training themselves whatsoever. They just barely finished truck driving school themselves, got out there, survived enough to stay with the company, and now the company has offered them an ability to make some more money. So look, if you become a trainer, we'll give you trainees and you get X number of dollars per day or per mile, or you get some cut. They're getting paid based on the miles and the time that you're in the truck with them. And the trucking company wants to run the crap out of you, because you are now an entry-level cheap team that they've got caught in their web, and they just want to run you to death while they've got you in their program and get as many miles covered and as much freight ran as they possibly can. That's not good, because when you finish truck driver training school, what you have is a CDL, which is an important thing, but that's the primary focus of a truck driver training school, is to get your skill level up so you can pass your skills test and get your CDL. The second purpose of a truck driving school is to teach you the fundamental basic skills that you can then build upon as you go out into the world and deliver freight, and continue to learn as you do that. But it's ideally designed for you to go out and get what some companies call a finishing program. Other people call it a training program. I always call it a road training program, or just a training program. And that means that what you should be, in my opinion, you should be paired up with another driver that has, at the absolute minimum, even in today's deal, at least 9 consecutive months of current driving experience in the same equipment, in the same lanes, and the same freight and stuff that you're going to be expected to do. Ideally, you should have 2 years or more, but at a minimum 9 months, not 3 months, not 2 months, not 1 month, not 15 days. They need to have enough experience out there on their own to where they've proven that they can do this and that they're settling into a routine themselves. And that doesn't happen at 3 or 4 months, okay? At 3 or 4 months, they're still trying to figure out what's going on themselves. The other thing that they need is they need some trained instruction themselves. They need to know how to talk to trainees. They need to know how to document the training process. They need to know how to follow a curriculum, a specific series of things that need to be accomplished and completed with you before you're cut loose to go out there and do this on your own. So that's in your best interest and benefit. It's also a situation where if it's a true training program, anytime that you're driving the truck, the so-called trainer should never ever be in the bunk sleeping. And that's how you can tell the difference. That's one of the key ways you can tell the difference between a cheap team operation with a clueless motor carrier. And I don't care how big the carrier is. You can have 10,000 trucks for all I care. If they're putting you in a truck and they're calling it a training program and your so-called trainer is in the bunk sleeping, that's not training, that's a team operation.